Hey guys, what's up? I'm late. I know. Trust me, it's been pointed out to me. Thank you, Cashmere Rain. There's your shout out, kid. So here's the thing. I'm passionate about the idea of this vlog, and I think it's important, for myself at least, that I have a place to vent about the things that are going on right now. And I really wanted to start this vlog off with something other than, oh my god, Trump. I did, because I didn't want to just hit everybody with this political, holy shit, social justice warrior thing right off the bat. But I can't think of anything else. Like, initially, I really wanted to do a 2016, hey, sayonara, fuckballs, I hate you, sort of farewell, which should have come out like 2 weeks ago, and didn't. So here we are. I really feel like 2016 deserves to be addressed. David Bowie was taken from us. David fucking Bowie, people. Do you understand that? Like, I grew up on Labyrinth. I still have the whole thing memorized. How dare 2016 take David Bowie? And then in the same week, Alan Rickman? Really? Like, Alan Rickman of Die Hard, Alan Rickman who is Snape, Alan Rickman who is Alan fucking Rickman? Prince, Muhammad Ali, just the celebrity deaths in 2016 were ridiculous, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll do a 2016 sayonara video, but I didn't, and I didn't do it in a timely manner, and part of that is because of Trump and everything that's going on. I'm having a real hard time not losing my mind. So I guess we're going to go ahead and talk politics first off here, people, and good, bad, or indifferent, it needs to be addressed, because I just may have to rant about Trump for the next 4 years and nothing else. So, why is Donald J. Trump making me insane? It's a good question. And I've got a multitude of answers, which unfortunately are probably going to make up the grand block of my next 15,000 vlogs, excuse me. But he's doing all these things that are making me insane right off the bat. I wasn't a fan to begin with. I am a bleeding heart liberal, and big on equality. It's just sort of a thing for me. I don't understand why it's not a thing for more people. And Trump has come in, and I think it's safe to say he's been one of the most divisive presidents or presidential candidates we've ever had. He has stirred up more hatred, more bigotry, more misogyny, more racism, more ableism than anything I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I dislike him for it intensely. I've mentioned before I have an autistic son, and now Donald Trump has chosen Robert Kennedy Jr., who is a known anti-vaxxer, to look into vaccines and their safety in relation to autism, which has never been proven. It's a real common thing for people to believe, oh, well, I'm not going to get my kid vaccinated because autism, and that makes me want to throat punch people. Not only because it's ignorant and stupid and there's no proof of that, but because I have an autistic child, and he's severely autistic. Like, this is not a walk in the park autistic child. This is a he poops on his bedroom floor 9 times out of 10 every time he goes to sleep autistic child. But would I trade him for anything? Absolutely not. Would I have gone back and not gotten him his vaccinations if I thought it was going to make a difference? Absolutely not. Would I rather have him here shitting on my floor every day than have him die of a perfectly preventable disease? Absolutely. That's my son. And his smile and his laughter and his interactions and his cuddles and his playfulness and everything he learns and gets better at on a daily basis makes it well worth it. And to people who say otherwise, eat me. Like, that's all I can say on that subject, I guess. I want to talk about the ACA a little bit. The Affordable Care Act, which, by the way, is the same thing as Obamacare, for those of you who seem to be confused by this. I don't understand how you're still confused by this far in, but apparently you're extra talented like that. Some of the things I don't think everyone realizes about the Affordable Care Act is not only does it ensure coverage for people with pre-existing conditions like, say, autism or Wegener's granulomatosis, which my husband has, but it's also saved my family's life. This last year, my husband was in the hospital for 158 days in a row. He was in 4 medically induced comas. He was trached twice. He had a pneumothorax. He had multiple alveolar hemorrhages. He almost died several times. And we ended up in the university hospital here in Colorado. His medical bills were over $1 million. $1 million. That's a lot of zeros, folks. If it wasn't for the ACA, if it wasn't for the Medicaid expansion that Colorado chose to take the federal government up on, we'd be completely screwed. Like, I don't know how to say it any better than that. So the fact that Trump and his Republican cronies are meeting at 1:30 in the morning, because that's not skeevy at all, to try and undo the ACA without having any kind of replacement whatsoever, makes me insane. I'm mortified. And really, why are we meeting in the middle of the night all of a sudden? We spent the last 8 years, Congress and the Senate, fucking around, essentially. Like, they didn't get anything accomplished. They fought every step of progress we made all the way along. And now suddenly we have to have slumber parties so we can take away people's health care? No. I just can't. And let's talk about Trump's cabinet. Mr. I want to drain the swamp is now picking a cabinet full of swamp things. I don't even know how to say it nicer than that. Jeff Sessions is a human piece of excrement. He has come out on record saying that kids like mine should be segregated from regular kids because they're holding back the American school system. Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife has spoken out against him because he is a civil rights nightmare. He's racist. He's ableist. He's a giant asshat, people. And he's about to be in our cabinet representing our country, looking out for our civil rights. That doesn't scare the shit out of you. You're not paying attention. Let's talk about his candidate for heading up the Department of Education, the creationist, who's against public school and pro-private school. That works out great for those of us that can't afford private school, doesn't it? And really, a creationist, you do you. You believe what you want, but can we please have actual science in our schools? You know, something that's proven, something that's got some evidence to back it up. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not raising my son to be a religious person. I'm not raising my daughter to be a religious person because I want them to think for themselves. And I want them to be good people with kind hearts who accept everyone for who they are. And one thing that I don't understand at all is how here in America we have a vast quantity of Christians. I am not a Christian, but I have done quite a bit of research on the Christian religion in its many manifestations. I have read the Bible, most of it. I've read most of the Book of Mormon. I've gone to Catholic, Presbyterian, Jehovah's Witness, all kinds of different churches in an effort to learn something about it. And so I say with only minor trepidation that I feel like Jesus would not have voted for Donald Trump because Donald Trump represents hatred. He represents the dumbing down of America. He represents everything that we've been fighting against. He is the antithesis of what makes me proud to be an American. And I hope he has herpes and has to pee sitting down in the bathtub because otherwise it hurts too much. Because I can't think of a nicer guy for it to happen to. Also, Twitter. Have we ever had a president? Have we ever had an elected official who was the 5-year-old crybaby on Twitter that Donald Trump is? It's astounding to me that this guy is going to be dealing with our diplomacy with the rest of the world for the next please let it only be 4 years. When he spends ungodly amounts of time throwing tantrums on Twitter at celebrities, at newscasters, at random people who say things he doesn't like. He's a troll. We elected a troll. And I just can't wrap my head around it because how am I supposed to explain to my children that this guy who acts like such a douchebag on social media is now our president? How? I wouldn't let my 16-year-old daughter act on social media the way Donald Trump acts on social media. She wouldn't, though. I wouldn't have to have that conversation because unlike Donald Trump, my daughter has maturity and empathy and enough self-control and common sense to understand that that's not how grown-ups act. I wish someone would let Donald Trump know that. So guys, I feel like this vlog has been a little disjointed, and I'm okay with that because at least I'm getting in the habit, and I really want to try to get content out at least once a week. We're going to shoot for Wednesdays going forward. This is new for me, so thanks for your patience. Thanks for being understanding of me just being kind of a ranty bitch at the moment. Right now, my tentative plan is to touch on the inauguration, possibly on the Women's March that's happening in Washington, D.C. on the 21st, and anything else ignorant that Dippy and the crew do between now and then, I suppose. So we will be looking forward to a vlog next Wednesday also. We will talk about whatever happens with the upcoming inauguration, and after that we'll try to be a little more, we'll try to be a little more focused instead of just ranty. I needed to get this out there. I needed to vent. I needed to explain to you guys why I've been incapable of putting out a decent vlog because I've been too busy freaking out about the future of our country. and my children and my husband and my life, really. So bear with me. This is going to get a little more focused. It's going to get a little more broad in terms of different subject matter. I'm not always just going to bitch about Trump, but I'm going to bitch about Trump a lot. Just put it out there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do think it's going to get better. Bear with me. Hang in there. Yeah. Subscribe if you would. That would be way cool. Like if you liked it. Dislike if you didn't like it. And feel free to leave comments because I'd like to get some interaction going also. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think I could do better. Let me know what you think I should do next. I'm open to suggestion. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I hope this at least made you smirk. And I think we're going to leave it there. Have a great one. We'll see you next week.